we could spend a lot of time looking at the semantic, etymological aspects of different words, which of course ends up getting much more complex when you realize that most of these words that we're talking about come to us from Sanskrit. So what we're also dealing with is not even just the word itself, but we're dealing with a definition of it, a translation of it, and therefore a whole other etymology, a whole other semantics. For me, what's much more important is, what does it mean for me? And so when we think about awareness, awareness is pretty clear. Awareness is, am I aware? Am I moving through the world mindful and aware? Am I watching myself, my own thoughts, my own instincts, my own motivations, my own intentions? Am I really clear, both on the inside and the outside? Because awareness is something that goes in two directions. You've got to be aware outside as well, otherwise you're going to trip and fall every time you walk down the steps. Otherwise you're going to pick up a glass to drink and pour it over your shoulder instead. So everything in the world, whatever we do, requires awareness, requires mindfulness. Whether you're balancing a checkbook, driving a car, whatever you're doing, we need to be aware. But we also need that awareness to go inward. So it's not just the world outside, it's the world inside. Who is the I driving the car? Who is the I drinking the water? Who is the I walking down the steps? Am I aware of that being? Am I aware of the thoughts? Am I aware of the patterns? So that's awareness. You can think about it as mindfulness, presence. Am I fully present in that moment? Now you can also think about it as conscious. This is when we speak about consciousness. So we could also speak about it as conscious. You could absolutely use conscious as a synonym for aware, consciousness as a synonym for awareness. Am I conscious in every moment? Because of course we don't mean conscious in terms of the actual brainwave activity. When most of us speak of consciousness, we're not talking about, are you in a coma or not? Do you have activity in your cerebral cortex or not? We're not using medical definitions. All of us have activity in our cerebral cortex. We're not in a coma by sheer fact that we're here together in satsang. So we're all conscious on that level. But are we conscious here? Because it even goes a step farther. And again, I wouldn't worry about it semantically. You could talk about being aware on a step deeper or being conscious on a step deeper. Either way. But it goes another step, which is not only being aware and conscious of who the I is that's driving the car or moving through my life, or the thoughts that I'm having, or the pattern that I'm having, but also, am I able to be conscious of consciousness? Am I able to be aware of awareness? So that takes it a step deeper. On the most superficial level, I'm just acting. I'm just moving. I go in one step, I'm aware. I'm aware of what I'm doing. I'm conscious of what I'm doing. I'm mindful. I'm here. When we talk about be here now, that's exactly what it means. Obviously, you are here. Nobody has to tell you be here where you are. It's the mind. It's your awareness. It's your consciousness. But then there's another layer. Because there is an element within us that is aware of awareness, that is conscious of consciousness. And when you touch that, that's when you start to touch what we talk about as pure awareness or pure consciousness, where it's not I, as my individual self, am aware of the individual thoughts or feelings or intentions or motivations or patterns that I, as an individual, have. But I've now stepped back and I am sitting in a place that is aware of myself being aware. And then, of course, it doesn't matter whether I'm aware of me driving or aware of me drinking water or aware of me screaming at my kids or my spouse or my employees, because I'm just being aware of awareness. What I'm being aware of is a product of just that second level. But that third level is aware of awareness. Is conscious of consciousness. And so it loses all of the individuality of it. And that's when we start to really tap into that experience of no place I end and the world begins, that experience of just pure consciousness. That's not about me and my consciousness, but me tapping into just consciousness. So don't worry so much about the differences between them, between the words. Worry about the differences between the levels and the layers. And just keep trying to go deeper and deeper and keep asking yourself, is this it or is there another layer? Can I be aware of myself being aware? Can I be aware of myself being aware of myself being aware? Just keep going. Because eventually we hit that just spaciousness when there's no longer anything to be aware of. There's just awareness.